All right, now for the rest of you, let me see here. We're going to pop right into here where I am flying solo now. So, let's see, I can go ahead and turn the camera off there. All right. Yes, more. There will be more Ember, Mark Reed. Don't you worry, your pretty little head. There's going to be so much more Ember that you're going to be like, wow, Ember sure got a lot of news for us today. I'm going to be like, heck yeah, Ember's always got a lot of news. So you should watch every week so you can keep track of it and keep your finger on the pulse of what we're dealing with. But today I got a few things I just wanted to cover. Nothing really specifically topical for this week, but I will actually let's see, will be not that. Of course, I have everything all set up for us. But yeah, we're going to be talking about blowhigh. Blowhigh. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second too. But I want to talk about this artist real quick as well. This is art by Thea. You will see a link to their channel, to their link tree in the video description. This is a beautiful piece they did featuring our trans icon shark, and I just wanted to share that with everybody and let you know you can get this in stickers on T-shirts and other art too, other great queer and trans and LGBTQ art and things of that nature by clicking on that link tree to art by Vea. Beautiful, beautiful piece. But some people didn't understand what the whole shark thing was about, as we know. Riley Gaines thought it was all about her, or all about Bethany Hamilton. The transphobes are narcissists by nature. So if you're gender critical, you think everything is about you, and everything is done to attack you. But we're gonna explore that in a second. But we'll get back to Riley and Bethany in just a little bit. So don't you worry your pretty little head about that. We'll definitely be diving into that. But for the moment, let's talk about the shark. First thing I want to do, because I hear a lot of people saying the name wrong. It is we're gonna do a pronunciation guide here. This is from Julia and McQuell. How to pronounce blowhage is how I believe it's pronounced, but we're gonna find out. So let's see. Let me know if you hear.
How do you pronounce the name of a blue shark from IKEA or IKEA? Well, there's a video on how to pronounce that name.
Did you know that it's IKEA is how you pronounce it in like in Sweden?
The name of the store. Stay tuned. Blåhage is how it is said in.
Let's say it together, guys. Blowhage. Actually, I don't have anybody here but Stephanie, so hold on. We're gonna pull Stephanie back up for a second. We're gonna say it together. Are you ready, Steph? Blowhage. Oh, you got yourself muted. I don't have you muted. You have
I'm
you
muted. Yes,
yeah.
I'm muted. I'm well and truly muted. Blowhage.
Blowhage. Blowhage. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah.
Blowhage.
Thank you, Steph,
Blowhage.
for being my test dummy.
Blowhage.
Blowhage. There we go.
Yeah, and just say it as if you've had a couple of belts of Akavit, and you'll be all set.
All right. Let's see. We're gonna have this guy go through and tell it to us once more.
Yeah, or IKEA. Well, there's a video on how to pronounce that name. The name of the store. Stay tuned. Blåhage is how it is said in
Blåhage.
Swedish. Blåhage.
Blowhage. I like that. I like that roll on the end of it. Hage. I love it. All right. So that's how we're gonna pronounce that. Blowhage. So, which is a shark, you know.
How do you?
It's a repeat of it again. So that's how you pronounce it, right? That's how you pronounce the name of the shark. But again, it's transphobic people think it's all about that. But this thing has a long history of being iconic, right? Here's a blog by Audrey C, who it tells us a little bit about the history of this shark in a deep dive. So, blowhaj is Swedish for blue shark. That's the name. It's a cuddly plush that many of us know and love. And blowhaj is a wide pink smile lion with white triangle teeth and triangle felt teeth. Blowhaj brown eyes are embroidered on, and blowhaj's retailer, IKEA, I guess is how you say it. I'm going to say it like an American and call it IKEA. But noticed that beaded eyes pose a choking hazard to young children. Blowhaj is a meter long, nearly body pillow size. When you hold blowhaj, doesn't judge you, and blowhaj simply understands. So this is the kind of the promo for the stuffed animal. I don't actually have one. I wouldn't mind having one. I think they're cute, but I don't actually have one. While the adoration for blowhaj, I'm just gonna say it like an American too, blowhaj, and not the haj, because I that's not part of my pronunciation, unfortunately, and it's gonna trip me up every time. But I'll try. While the adoration of blowhaj is a worldwide phenomenon, the impact of blowhaj on people and communities can be seen and felt right at home. Indeed, blowhaj has recently inserted themselves into many facets of MIT student culture. Blowhaj has become a spinning prop for Jonathan, 25, to perform what he calls the Holy Trinity, a move done with a staff. Yeah, look at that, twirling the shark around. But let's get down to where blowhaj becomes a transgender icon. Okay, so we have some Reddit users that traced back the origins of this. Now, the first ever shark introduced by IKEA was coral fisk. That's this one in the picture here. It's a just blue, a blue shark. Let's see, this is from 2006. Then in 2008, IKEA released Grosby, a gray shark that looks similar to blowhaj, but had a different plush fur texture. Grosby evolved into Klapperhaj circa 2010, who is nearly identical to blowhaj except for the color. Okay, finally IKEA introduced blowhaj that we know today in 2014. Between now and then, blowhaj has gone through minor revisions, like reducing the number of gills from 6 to 5. The blue shark quickly became a staple of IKEA's plush oeuvre, catapulting into internet memedom and into our hearts. Yeah, so they posed it, and people, did different stuff with it. Here's Katy Perry, who... I always thought Katy Perry was cool, and then she got a Cybertruck, and I'm like, gross. And her Cybertruck is like baby poop green too. So, take her word for what it is about style. She got a baby poop green Cybertruck. So I'm not gonna dive too deep into that. Now, during the pandemic, look at this. Look at the sales of blowhaj starting in 2021. Boom, just skyrocketed. This shark is a phenomenon. The first picture of blowhaj with a trans flag background surfaced in Reddit in 2020. In the past decade, Tumblr and some extent Reddit, to some extent Reddit, yeah, there we go, have provided safe spaces for LGBTQ plus people to explore their identities, especially for those living in homes or communities where being out may not be safe. These internet spaces also serve as hubs for information, empowering people with language to express their sense of self and with knowledge for what transitioning may look like. Naturally, many inside jokes, like the stereotype that lesbians wear carabiners or on their belt loops, I don't know what that means, carabiners, someone will have to explain that joke to me, emerge in these communities. Such inside jokes contribute to the broader culture as being part of the inside joke, like choosing to wear a carabiner to subtly signal being fruity, fosters camaraderie. In a world of villainized LGBTQ plus people through rhetoric, legislation, and violence, and building up these strong internet communities with their own culture and jokes align with the idea of joy as resistance. A phrase coined by black feminist Toy Derricotte when Blowhigh, I said it like the way that Americans are always saying how to say it, but it's wrong. I just checked and it's wrong. Blowhigh. Say it right, Bree. When Blowhigh broke into the Tumblr Reddit scene, trans communities on those platforms quickly latched onto Blowhigh. Writer Megan Cherry contrasts Blowhigh's association with the trans community against how middle-aged white women first found minions to be funny and therefore forged the link between minion memes and wine moms and the conspiracy theories. Early adoption of a meme incites ownership. Like it or not, the internet's attention span is a game of first come, first serve. Trans women simply got to Blowhigh first. Having a Blowhigh became a stereotype of an inside joke. As a result, more trans people got Blowhigh to feel that connection with their community, creating a self-reinforcing cycle that propelled Blowhigh to iconic status. So now we have this sweet shark that represents the trans community. It helps that IKEA has a long history of supporting the LGBTQ plus rights in its advertising. People prefer to buy from companies that align with their values, or in this case, support their basic rights. In 1994, IKEA released the first mainstream commercial featuring a gay couple. In 2021, IKEA featured Blowhigh and Snootig, the polar bear, cuddling together in support of a Swiss referendum on same-sex marriage and the adoption rights, which we're fighting right now in the U.S. as well. As we covered recently, the foster care system specifically makes things quite difficult for LGBTQ youth. So to know that a company supports our community is important, as we move forward into this election year. Keep that in mind. Who companies are backing, who they're supporting, where the money is going. It's always important to keep track of that. While Blowhigh already kind of shares a color palette with the trans flag, with a blue body, pink mouth, and white belly, IKEA Canada donated specially designed Bayou Blowhigh plushie to the Halifax Sexual Health Center in 2022. This is the trans flag special one. It's probably, I think that's pronounced Blowhigh, but I can't be sure anymore. Blowhigh. Yeah. we went over it. Me and Steph did like a pronunciation training. I'm still butchering it all over the place. I'm not a native Swedish speaker, so that Haj part of it doesn't come out right in my mouth. Blowhigh's wide appeal to both within and beyond the trans community may also come from the fact that it's not marketed towards a specific gender, like many clothing or toys featuring sharks are. Going back to the archetype of the killer shark, sharks are often associated with violent masculinity. As a cute plushie, Blowhigh defies gender norms and thereby allows many trans people to experience and express gender in their own terms. Yeah, so the thing is that even though this has been part of the trans community and the trans, just our civil rights movement, if you will, as an icon for about 6 years now, 5 or 6 years, they still think it's about them. They still think it's always about them. And if you don't know who Bethany Hamilton is, she's the Soul Surfer, the girl that was bitten by the shark. We don't believe you. Bree, you're American. We don't believe you're pronouncing things correctly. Somebody cancel Maya Atkinson. You're canceled. You're American too, sis. Blohage. I know I literally, because I'm American, I had to bring that up on the screen and be like, look, I'm American. I pronounce things terribly. And Americans, they teach us to pronounce it blow high. They teach us to pronounce it blow high like hi, like hello. No. But yeah, Bethany Hamilton is a fervent transphobe, right? She's evangelical Christian, like all the movies and stuff. It's all about her Christian faith, and she's very much in the evangelical corner, and she got bit by the shark, lost her arm, and then she went out and surfed. Good on her. Good on her for pursuing her dream, even in the face of having been injured doing her sport. So Bethany Hamilton essentially boycotted sporting. Here, we need to start there. I'm on the wrong video. Here, let's start here. This is her talking about why she doesn't support trans women in sports. So this is the video that inspired me to do this. This is an interview she just did that just came out. So let's start here.
And to push myself and try to beat the boys, but then once they hit puberty, things change. The guys that I was beating when I was little, I'm not beating now. They're surfing quite a bit better than me. The World Surf League, they emailed the entire tour, hey, this is a new rule, just giving you a heads up. And the new rule was they were allowing males to compete against females.
So you said you're not going to compete.
So I said I'm not competing in any World Surf League events. I'm probably the most world-renowned female surfer ever known in all of history. And the World Surf League was like, nope, not having her on your jersey. I remember just waking up in the hospital and thinking, I'm so grateful.
So, yeah, so she leans into this transphobia stuff with her and uses this injury that she's experienced to garner support, and that's fine. I mean, yeah, it's amazing that you surf and you're missing an arm. I'm impressed, but this is not about you. We don't have blowhage because of Bethany Hamilton.
I have a question. How tolerant, loving, and inclusive is it to bring a stuffed shark to a book reading hosted by a shark attack survivor in order to mock them? Because that's exactly what this here activist did. So Christian surf legend Bethany Hamilton and 12-time All-American swimmer Riley Gaines hosted an event where they read books to the next generation in order to inspire young girls to keep going after their dreams. With Gaines reading from her book Happy No Snakes Day that teaches young girls to be brave and stand out, and Bethany Hamilton reading from her book Surfing Past Fear, is a book about a little girl facing her fears and overcoming adversity, which mirrors Bethany's own story of going from someone who was attacked by a shark and losing their arm while surfing to accomplishing above and beyond what many would have thought was possible. Now, Riley Gaines has been on the front lines as someone supporting women and girls in their sport, which comes after her facing what she did while competing as a swimmer. For being as vocal as she has, people not only attack her online, they go after her when she does speeches at college campuses. Now, as a father of 3 daughters, I'm someone who appreciates Riley Gaines standing up for women and girls. And I also appreciate Bethany Hamilton, who I think has stood on her principles as a Christian and as a woman has stood up for women and girls sport to the point of losing a business relationship she's had for decades without saying anything remotely controversial. So I find something like this aimed at somebody like Bethany Hamilton not only mean-spirited, but horrible, and shows the character of those who oppose her. You're gonna face adversity when standing for the truth, but be strong and courageous.
It's not about Bethany. This guy is the rest of this is him preaching. I'm not gonna let that play, but yeah, the rest of this is it's because it has to be about them. A trans person with a blowhage plushie is not anything to do with Bethany Hamilton at all. It's not a gotcha. Now there have been memes that have come out since then because of that. Yeah, because Riley posted this shit. How messed up is this? This protester brought a shark shark stuffed animal to mock Bethany Hamilton, who lost her arm to a shark. Now, that's not, that's not the thing that's happening. That's not what's happening here. I mean, again, yeah, people claim that it's all about going after Bethany, that having blowhard bites and whatnot as going after Bethany Hamilton. Does not, to think that Bethany Hamilton is to think that she is scared of sharks. She swims with sharks. She's a shark conservationist activist. She really, I mean, I can't fault her there. I'm a shark conservation activist myself, so there's that. And she swims with them. These are all black tip reef sharks. Black tip reef sharks. That's a mouthful. But this she's swimming with here. But I digress. She's a shark activist. Help save the shark. She's not, to claim that she's afraid or that people are bringing stuffed sharks to make her feel afraid. It's just silly. Like a shark is basically the girl's mascot. It's outrage farming. They're making this stuff up as they go. Let's see here now. Oh yeah, before I get into this part, that's going to be my closer on this section. But let me, here we go. We're just gonna pull this up here. This is someone who grew up with Bethany Hamilton. Just
All right, it is now a good time to tell the internet that growing up in Hawaii, I've had a few interactions with Miss Bethany Hamilton, and not a single one of them has been positive. Every time she's been so rude. In Hawaii, we would describe her as being hai makamaka, which like having her nose in the air, which she really does. She just looks down on people. She was so rude every single time I've met her. And this person, who everybody just puts on a pedestal on the internet, yeah. All right.
hold on. I just want to say, before I close this, I want to say, we're late enough in the show now. Fuck Ocean Ramsey. She's awful. She's like terrible. She's not a marine biologist. Well, she hasn't published anything as a marine biologist anyway. But we're gonna, if you're interested in wanting to know more about the awful transphobic Ocean Ramsey, tune into Live from the Hive this coming Saturday, and I will be discussing it in detail